Hello, good afternoon, and welcome. Daniel Jude Jennings from London in the United Kingdom speaking to you. And pretty fed up of all things Brexit, so I'll try and keep that out of the conversation. I think I've managed that somehow for the past 3 years, or for as many times I've done this video diary. But anyway, here I am, Tuesday, 28th of May, my birthday. Yes, I am the birthday boy, and I'm just taking things easy today, just chilling, although I will probably get into doing other things like continuing my writing, which, yes, my writing, I've actually started writing again. I've written about 3 articles, but I haven't put them up on my blog, which is danieldew.wordpress.com. If you care to look at some of the things I've written over the past, 9 years. I started it in is it 2010? That's right. Some of the earlier stuff was a bit crappy, but I kind of kept it there historically. But I think I got better as I went on with writing the blog. But I've done about 3 articles. I've just got to kind of type them up and upload them to WordPress. That's danieljude.wordpress.com if you care to have a look. So, what is this birthday boy up to? As I said, I'm just really chilling at the moment, though as the afternoon wears on I'll probably go and find other things to do. Excuse me, I can continue to write. Got ideas flowing through my head all the time. There is a play that I started a few years back. I didn't get beyond Act 1, Scene 1, unfortunately, because ideas just kept on flowing through and I just kept on rewriting until I put it to one side as other things came up, like making a living, which currently I'm not doing, but I'm actually working on that at the moment in acting circles. They kind of call it resting. Well, I've been resting for more than 5 months now, nearly 6 months, so I really need to kind of get back out there and do something. Preferably it would be acting, though that doesn't seem to really happen these days. I have an agent and everything, but they put me up for submissions, but nothing seems to be happening. Maybe I'm insane in that I'm doing the same thing and expect different results, where I need to make changes. But I'm always doing different things, approaching things from a different angle. But I guess I'm just not in demand at the moment, although I tend to find, particularly in the UK, when it comes to actors of colour, it tends to be actors of African descent, British-born African descent, that seem to be in demand. But Idris Elba and G. Chitwell Ejiofor, they've done such a great job and set such a high benchmark that cast directors seem to be looking in that direction. I have had conversations with my fellow professionals, and they kind of talk about how they go to an audition. This is actors of colour, by the way, and they are asked all sorts of questions about their background, which white actors don't really get, to my knowledge, are just going and, to the best part, do what they've got to do and leave. Although, to be truthful to myself, that's pretty much what happens to me. I think I tend to go for roles that pretty much anybody can do. The roles I tend to be put up for, or rather the roles that my agent tends to put me forward for, they're not necessarily specifically uh, of color. The roles I go for, anybody could play those roles, and that's where I'm at. I think if I went for a role where they definitely wanted a black character, I think I would be a bit, kind of really, because I have gone for auditions where it is for a black actor. I'll tell you one story. I went to an audition in Knightsbridge. This is going back, nearly 10 years ago, and it was a couple of young directors of color, or black directors, if you like. They're up and coming, and they were doing this play, and what they wanted was uh, uh, a black guy who is in his mid 30s. I was slightly older than that, but I'm kind of don't look my age. People keep telling me, but I digress. They were looking for a black actor to play a single parent, been in his mid 30s, etc., etc. So I went along and, went through the throes. And as I'm a parent myself, I mean, I brought a lot of me to the table, and nothing I did satisfied them because they have a very stereotypical view of what they wanted. Now, I guess they were looking for a young black man who, or rather, the role is young black man who's a parent. He's single, but he's probably got children all over the place. And I mean, my experience and my upbringing is very different. Yes, I'm a parent. Yes, I was slightly older for the role, but I could have played a role. But what I was bringing to it is not what they wanted, and nothing I did could satisfy them. So sometimes with roles of color, the casting can be stereotypical, and that's not from white casting directors or white directors. That comes from directors of color. Black directors can just be as stereotypical in what they want as the gatekeepers are, and that's just something one has to deal with. I mean, I'm an actor who likes to do different things. So if I said before, if the role is an act of color, I'm like a bit iffy, but I'll still do it. But if it's a generic character, then I'm more than happy to do that, because then I can bring my sensibilities to that role if there's very little in the way of a breakdown who or what the character is. And that's what I like to, because I've been I was born and raised in the United Kingdom, and I've always kind of led a very integrated life. It's like, I don't kind of just socialize with people of my own descent, that would be British or Jamaican descent. I kind of mix and interact with people of all cultures, creeds. I get on well with Jewish people, I get on well with Muslim people, I get on well with Hindu, Sikh, Gujarati people of the Indian continent. So, I don't have that problem in being standoffish with people. I'm very much personality driven. It doesn't matter who you are. If we kind of click and we get on and we can work together and do good things together, all the more better. But to me, that's what British is means. It's being accepting people are different from you, and who either were born here, like myself, of immigrants. Though my parents, even though they were Jamaican, they had British passports when they entered the UK. Not all of us immigrants are actually foreign. A lot of us came from the former empire, now Commonwealth, and my parents are no different. Although I'm British born, but I am of Jamaican descent. But I see myself quintessentially as British rather than English, even though I was born in the area known as England. But that's who I am. I don't think I have the luxury of being judgmental of people, because I'm in a people business. People are the source of my inspiration. If I'm on a tube train or an overground train or on a bus, I kind of study people. I do it in a way that I'm not actually staring at them, but you kind of take in, how they sit, how they move, little features. Like I was looking at one young lady on the tube, which was when was it, last Thursday, and she's quite young, she's quite attractive, but she's very, very shy. I mean, she had a book, and she's reading a book, but I thought the book was more for her prop, if you like. But she'd be reading it, then she'd be looking up to see who was around her. I suppose, she's on her own, she's travelling, she's kind of on her guard, which most people on the London Underground are anyway. But it's just interesting how, she kind of was shy, and she kind of hid behind a book and would look up every so often and go back to it. Well, that's what I like doing, people watching. It's really interesting. I was just watching this, you probably picked up a lot of my little foibles, like touching my nose and things like that. Kind of gets itchy, but then one has oily skin. But yep, here I am in London, birthday boy, and I'm just going to go off and decide what I'm going to do. Am I going to write or am I just going to chill today? Anyway, until next time, be good to each other, be nice to each other, and look forward to talking to you again. Take care now. Bye.